Number 1, take a shower. Number 2, go to the bank. Number 3, film 2 videos. Now this seems like common sense, but funny how it is not actually common practice for some people. Hi my loves, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Chinny and it's so nice to have you here. Please do stay and subscribe before you leave. Welcome back to another video, or welcome to a new video. And in this video we're going to be talking all about how to be organized, or how to be more organized. There are some points in our lives where we get so overwhelmed with just how disorganized our lives are, or how much of a mess our lives turn out to be, and sometimes we do not know how to get in control and remain in control of those situations. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you all 6 tips to stay organized. Okay, these tips are tips I use to stay organized. I'm a pretty organized person to the best of my knowledge, and some of you who know me personally can actually testify to this. Now I get questions from friends asking how I manage to be organized, because I do my things in very organized manners. I feel like you can get a little bit of this from my YouTube channel as well. Now I'm not perfect, to be honest, like not 100%. Okay, we're all still learning and still trying to get there, but the thing is, I just feel like without organization I wouldn't be able to focus. I wouldn't be able to, move to the next point. I wouldn't be able to achieve a lot of things that I would like to achieve. So I just really have to stay organized, make sure that everything is in the right place to be able to think properly and to be able to act right. So if you are interested in these 6 tips I'm going to be sharing with you all today on how I stay organized and how you can as well, then just stay tuned, don't go anywhere. And before we begin, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you end up enjoying it, and comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you have more tips for me as well. Okay, all right, so let's get into the video. If you come across or stay around organized people, literally all those organized people do, I would say, a good 75% of these tips, if not 80%. And the most important thing about these tips is that you can actually apply them to anything, literally anything. It doesn't have to be just organization of your physical space. It could help in organizing everything, literally, about your life. Let me give you some reasons why you should actually want to get organized and stay organized. Some of the reasons why you should be organized is because you want to focus on your end goals. You want to achieve your end goals effectively and efficiently. You want to prioritize your tasks, make good use of your time efficiently. You want to be more productive and less stressed. So these are some of the reasons why you have to be organized. Okay, so let's get into the tips. All right, so the first one is make time to organize yourself. Now what I mean by this essentially is you have to create that time for you to put your life in order. Yes, I'm ready to organize my life now. I'm ready to organize myself now. So I'm taking maybe just this one day off to just, sit down and put things in place, put things in order, write out what I need to write out, plan ahead of what I need to plan ahead for. Just look for that day or those few hours that you are not busy, and, decide to organize your life. So this is the very, very first step that a lot of us might not understand that we need to take. The moment you accept that and actually take out time to sit and think of ways to plan to be organized, then that is the very, very first step for me. That's the first step to being organized. The second tip is to develop your own routines. So for instance, you have certain things to do on different days of the week. The only thing you have to do is to just plan your routines, develop your own routines for those different activities. You can talk about how you want to perform those activities, when you want to perform them, where you want to perform them, and so on. This would save you a lot of time and would save you from continuous planning and rescheduling. So the way to do it is to set your important tasks aside first, and then the rest of your life around those important tasks. So it shouldn't be the other way around. It shouldn't be like the way your life first and then those important tasks next. So set the important tasks and then let your life, be around those important tasks. Set out the best times to study, to clean up, to socialize, to exercise, to do your chores, or to relax. Now, of course, everyone's routines can be broken. Okay, there are times when we set routines for ourselves and then we tend to break it. Okay, sometimes not our fault, sometimes our fault. Okay, but the thing is, once that happens, once your routine gets broken, then just get back on your feet ASAP. Okay, get back to work, get back on your groove as soon as possible, and be back doing your routines. The third tip I have for you is to have a place for everything and put everything in its place. Now this seems like common sense, but funny how it is not actually common practice for some people. I've come across people who just take things and they don't return them where they're supposed to be. Now I'm very sure that those people know that it's supposed to be returned back to where it's supposed to be, but they don't practice it. So the thing about it is practicing it. It's not just knowing it, it's also putting it to practice. So when you take something from a setting, the first thing, like I said, is to have a place for everything. Now if you don't have a place for your bags, there's no way you can put your bags where they are supposed to be. Did that make sense? So basically you have to have a place for everything you own, literally. And it sounds impossible, but trust me, take it from me it is very, very possible to have a place for every single thing you own. Now you can have, for students, you could have a shelf for your textbooks, for your class exercise books. You could have just a separate shelf for that. You could also have a space in your wardrobe where you keep just your uniforms or just your socks if you get to wear socks. If you're also a student who is computer savvy, then you could have a folder for all of your assignments. It might take a little bit of your time, but it really is easy. And to be honest, it's really fun, creating spaces for the different things you own. I kid you not, I enjoy it a lot. So I feel like if you get into that groove, then you're really going to enjoy it. Now as a content creator, I have a space for my cameras. I don't want my cameras to get spoiled in any way, so I have a place where I keep my cameras and I'm sure that they're safe. Now if you are a fashion designer, you can't have pins lying around your workspace. For instance, you work in your home and then you're a fashion designer, you sew clothes in your room. You can't have pins lying on your bed because you're going to lie down on your bed and they're going to hurt you. So you have to have a place for everything you own. So that's the first part. And then the second part is putting those things that you take back in those places where you take them from. So you pick up your books as a student, you pick up your book from that shelf and you go to school and you come back. Don't throw it on the floor, okay? Don't keep it on this table, don't keep it in this other shelf that mixes with maybe your novels and other things that are not related to school. Put them back on the shelf where you got them from. If you get a bag from wherever your bags are kept, when you come back home, don't just drop your bags on the ground or drop them under the bed. Don't mind me, but then drop it back where the bag came from. If you are done creating content and you want to pack up your camera, arrange your stuff, put your camera back where you got it from. It's really that easy. So this applies to every single thing. If you have to work and then maybe you have to get out a document from that folder where you got it from, put it back there, okay, just to make sure that it is organized and that it's not scattered. Let me tell you, this adds a lot to how organized you feel or how organized you get. Okay, so it could even help with your mental health. On my laptop, I don't just keep documents, files or videos anywhere scattered around. They're always organized. Even if I have to have them on my desktop, they're always inside folders. So I have a folder titled school stuff. Okay, I have a folder titled YouTube. It helps to keep even my desktop and my work screen very organized. And to be honest, I can't explain just how pleasing that makes me feel whenever I see things organized and whenever I see things in the right places they are supposed to be. To avoid putting things in places temporarily, rather put them in the right places they are supposed to go. It literally takes a minute. It doesn't take that long, does it? So the next point is to keep a to-do list. This one is actually one of my favorites because this has helped me so many times and still helps me till now. What I mean by this essentially is putting your goals in writing so that you can remember to tick those things off your list when you have done them. Now you can have a to-do list in your phone, you can have a to-do list on your computers, you can have a to-do list in your notepads. Now I wouldn't advise to have to-do list in pieces of papers. Okay, you know, there are some times that things come up and then you just feel like, oh yeah, I need to quickly put this down, and then you happen to just tear out a sheet of paper, maybe sticky notes, whatever it is, and just write down your to-do list on those notes or on those papers. Now, I would say that when you have the time, okay, you should transfer those things you've written down in the paper or in those sheets to your notepad or to your phone or to your computer. I wouldn't advise having a to-do list on sheets of paper, except of course you have to go out with the paper and everything you're writing on that paper is what you have to do on that day. So you're taking that paper with you to wherever you are going to remind you of all the things that you have to do. It comes to play in everything, literally everything. As a student, as a parent, or even an average person, okay, as a content creator, as a banker, as a whatever it is that you are. Personally, as a creator, I have my to-do list in my notepad. It's just better for me that way. I like to, you know, see what I have written down and tick out what I've written down. See, one of the things that gives me so much joy is like setting goals for myself, writing down those tasks I need to achieve, those things I need to get done in my notepad, and then using that pen to cross it or tick it. It makes me so happy because it's like, yeah, okay, this one is done, I'm good, now on to the next one. So I use my notepad for my to-do list. Nevertheless, I also have a to-do list on my phone. Why? Because most times I'm out, I probably don't have my notepad with me there, and then something pops into my head, I'm like, oh yeah, and I just open up my phone and quickly put it down there under my to-do list, okay? And then once I get back home or get back to wherever my notepad is, I'm transferring it into that notepad. There's even a certain kind of joy I feel when I do these things. They help me to relax. They make me happy, to be honest. I don't even know how to explain it, but that's just how it is for me. So this is another tip for you. Have a to-do list. Create a to-do list for yourself. Now, this doesn't have to be just the very hard tasks or the difficult tasks, but also the simple ones. Number 1, take a shower. Number 2, go to the bank. Number 3, film 2 videos. You know, stuff like that. Write out those little things. Okay, take a shower, brush your teeth. You can write those things down. There's really no harm in doing that. And trust me, when you take those things off your list, honey, you're going to feel very, very fulfilled. One secret to having a to-do list and achieving those things on your to-do list effectively and efficiently is when you create your to-do list, you give yourself a deadline for when you want that thing or those things done. This would help you to be on your toes the more. It would help you to, you know, work towards that time that you've given yourself, and then there's always a certain fulfillment when you get that thing done before or within that time. So the 5th tip I have for you to be more organized is don't be too much of a perfectionist. I feel like I'm speaking to myself when I say this, okay, but don't think that you have to be perfect to be organized, because you really don't have to be a perfectionist to be organized, okay? When you are being too hard on yourself, when you're being too much of a perfectionist, it can get overwhelming, like very overwhelming, and then you tend to lose focus. The only thing you have to do is to just prioritize tasks, okay? Know the ones that are more important, the ones that come first, the ones that you should try to do before the other ones that are less important, and learn to use shortcuts to get things done. I'm telling you, you don't have to do it the conventional way it's supposed to be done. It doesn't have to be the right way it's supposed to be done, okay? If you know that there's a shortcut to get this certain thing off your to-do list, honey, do it that way. Do it that way. Just make sure it's a very, very effective way to get that thing done. Be honest with yourself. Realistically, the end goal is to get that thing done. So worry less about being a perfectionist and worry more about taking action. Let it be less about perfection and more about action. All right, so the 6th and the final tip I have for you to be more organized is to purge daily or routinely. Now, organized people don't wait for the weekend, okay, or wait for the end of the month, or wait for certain days to get themselves and their lives in order. They make it a routine. Let it be a part of you. Let it be something that is already imbibed in you to purge as often as possible. So essentially, all I'm trying to say is cross those things off your list. tidy up your room, tidy up your bed, tidy up your workspace, give out those clothes, purge your closet, tidy up your closet, clean up your kitchen, clean out expired products in your kitchen, give out the things you want to give out, get rid of those things you know you're not going to use anymore, tidy up your computer, tidy up your workspace, clean up your makeup bag, you know, all these little things that you feel you have to set out separate days to do. Do it. Don't make it a separate event. Don't make it an event. Okay, make it a part of you. My wardrobe is disorganized right now. Let me quickly put it in order before it gets more disorganized. So do all these little things routinely. Okay, make it a routine. Don't make it something you have to plan a separate day for. Today is Saturday, like most of us do actually. Today is Saturday. I'm cleaning up my entire space. I'm cleaning up my entire room. If you just let things pile up, you're really just creating a lot of work for yourself. You could actually make things easier for yourself by cleaning up little by little. Once you know it's messed up, you clean it up immediately. Okay, do the little you can do so that on those Saturdays or on those special days when you feel like you want to now, you know, take out time to do your general cleanup, the work isn't going to be overwhelming. So make it a part of you. Let cleaning and organizing be a part of you. Don't make it an entire ceremony. Okay, so that's it for the 6 tips I have for you to be more organized. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because like I say, why not? Thank you so much all for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.